Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are post Philadelphia Eagles victory on this Sunday afternoon. It is December 14th. The Eagles are 9-5. They beat
They're
the
back.
Las Vegas Raiders. Yep, 31-0. Got back in the win column. I'm here, Kobe Marshall, here with Troy Marshall, my dad, here with Chuck Butler, my uncle, cousins Noah and Drew. If you guys are listening for the first time, this is the only multi-generational Philadelphia sports podcast show where we talk about the Eagles, Sixers mainly, but also dabble into the NFL and NBA and what's going on as well. Of course, with our fantasy teams too. I know that we're in week 2 of the playoffs. We got some matchups with Chuck and my dad going on. But we're definitely going to talk about the Eagles and that win that they got against the Raiders, which was much needed. Jalen Hurts bounced back in a big way after one of his worst performances of his career against the Chargers and had 3 touchdowns on the day, 2 to Dallas Goedert, 1 to A.J. Brown. Defense was locked down as expected. Noah, I'm going to kick it to you first. What'd you see from the Birds? I know you're going to sing the praises of your guy, Jalen Hurts. You're one of the biggest Hurts supporters out there. He did his thing. The offense, play calling, to me, looked a lot better, and it seems like they're going in the right direction. What do you think?
I liked how they utilized Jalen Hurts as a runner more today. I feel like that opened things up for us. I'm not sure why there hasn't been a lot of that. It feels like whenever it's like a 3rd and short or something, like that should be like one of our main go-to plays there, like getting Jalen Hurts just ahead of behind some blockers, trying to get a couple yards. I thought, there were still too many negative runs. I didn't like that. Too many times Saquon's getting blown up in the backfield. I'm glad I wouldn't have been happy unless the Eagles blew out the Raiders today. Like if we squeaked out another win, I would have been upset. So I'm glad they handled them like a good team's supposed to handle a bad team. So I think we can be happy about that. The defense played amazing. As always, they let up like 75 yards. The D-line looked, they were getting home like every place, felt like. For some reason, it feels like without Jalen Carter, like the D-line is like better for some reason. I don't know why. That's the thing. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I have a take on that later. I'm glad you brought it up, Noah.
I mean, after the first game where they didn't have Jalen Carter against the Cowboys, the defense, like I feel like this was the first game that they played well without JC. Am I wrong in saying that?
Without Jalen Carter?
Played well without
Jalen?
Jalen Carter?
Well,
this is the first game they played well in a while, just in general. But the defense has been pretty consistent. Again, I'm not like giving them a hard time about the Chicago loss. Chicago ran up and down the field on us. I get it. Was Jalen Carter in that game? I don't remember. He might have been in that game.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe if he wasn't,
the defense
played
you know
well
what I say
about the defense
last game, the defensive line played well, I thought.
Yeah, I think they were playing well.
Yeah,
but
Carter,
just get back to the Chicago game.
Carter played against the Bears.
I don't think the Bears. If the Eagles played the Bears again, they're not. The Eagles may not win that game, but they're not losing on defense like they lost the first time. I think Vic will figure something out, and the Bears will have to adjust. So I'm not really worried about the defense. While we're just kind of talking about Jalen Carter, again, I'm not going to go crazy about the win today. Good win. They look like a normal division-leading team who beat up on a bad team. I really think, and I know you guys are going to give me some heat about this, I think they should really invest most of their money on Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis and not throw a whole bunch of money at Jalen Carter. Carter seems there's some immaturity there. I think I'm not saying he's replaceable, but I think they can get a replacement level player at that spot and still be productive overall. But Nakobe is just, to me, he's playing like the best again, I'm not watching every team, but as far as the linebacker, he's playing like the best in the league. And I don't think they can have this guy walk next year. And Jordan Davis is playing well too. So I think they really should invest their resources when it comes to defense. And again, we talked about that a couple pods ago. They're probably going to do something on offense to free up some money. But I really think they should invest in Nakobe and Jordan Davis and not maybe figure something out if it's not Jalen Carter. I don't know what you guys thought. And again, I know
is that your I'm curious, is that your takeaway from after watching this game, or has that been something?
Well, it's my takeaway of watching Nakobe. I told you guys, Nakobe is my Kelly Oubre on the Eagles. So watching him since he's been back, and quite honestly, Vic must feel the same way because he's cutting Campbell's snaps and giving them to Nakobe, and Nakobe's been super impactful. Like, have you seen a better blitzing linebacker in the NFL right now? So it's not just this game. You know, I've been high on the defense all year, but just watching Nakobe since he's been back, they cannot let this guy go. And it seems like it's trending that way. I'm just curious on how he's going to do. Jalen Carter has been kind of flaky a little this year. From the first game of the season and that Giant game where he didn't want to play. Vic complained about him not being in shape a few times this year. I know he's talented, but like I said, I'd rather invest money on other parts of the defense than maybe him.
Chuck, I have to push back a little bit with your take, because when we first mentioned, the Eagles having to pay the defense, you were more set on paying Reed Blankenship instead of Nakobe Dean.
That's not true, Troy. You put words in my mouth. That is not true.
I'm not
I listed players.
You listed players, but you didn't list Nakobe Dean. You listed Reed Blankenship.
I did list him.
He did.
I listed players. I listed players that were going to be free agents either next year or the year after that.
Okay.
And
all right. I just remember. I remember Reed Blankenship. You were really heavy.
He was on.
Like we ought to give Reed Blankenship a mint. And I didn't agree with that.
He was on the list. It wasn't like, oh, let's give it to Jalen Carter to pay Reed Blankenship. But anyway,
I think you have a point with Jalen Carter. I'm hesitant to throw a whole bank at him because of his immaturity. He doesn't seem to be the most mature guy still. Talented as all hell, but I've thought from the game one, Jordan Davis was the better tackle for us this year. Now, next year, I don't know what next year looks like. We have to keep both of them. I'm not saying you don't short.
You mean both as in who? The tackles or Nakobe and one of the tackles?
Both tackles. Okay. You keep both tackles and Nakobe Dean. Now, maybe you don't give Jalen Carter as much as you initially wanted to, or whatever he was asking for, whatever he's going to ask for. I don't think you give him exactly what he's asking for. He hasn't proved. Right. He hasn't proven to be that player this year, so you can't do that.
He doesn't really have the leverage to ask for.
No, he doesn't. Not right now. But you have to keep him. You keep him. You keep Jordan Davis. You keep Nakobe Dean. Reed Blankenship, to me, I like him, but I'm not in love with him. I've never been in love with him.
He's not a deal breaker. You brought him up. I didn't bring him up.
No, but you brought him up a few podcasts ago.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
All right. I'm just saying, like,
fine. I'm not. He's not a deal breaker for me.
Right. Okay.
But give me your thoughts on the game overall. I didn't mean to like go out on a tangent about that thing, but when Noah brought up Jalen Carter, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there.
My thoughts on the game overall. They did what they were supposed to do. Kobe and I had a conversation earlier, watching the game. And he was saying like they should blow this team out, and I was like, I don't know if they have the capability to. And as the game went on, I was like, you know what, Kobe, you're right. they have to put their foot on the necks of the Raiders and not let them get up. And that's exactly what they did. Am I impressed with it? No, they're the Raiders, right? But to Kobe's point earlier, the offense did look better. They had some plays in there that I liked.
Yeah, and the Raiders defense is not terrible.
No, it's not bad at all. I would love to see some more misdirection with Barkley. Kobe and I also had a conversation that it seems like Barkley is just not seeing the field the same way that Tank Bigsby is. And I think we mentioned that earlier this year. Like, he just seems hell-bent on running right into a D tackle almost every play. And even like there was a stretch play early in the game where I think if he cut outside, but if he had cut inside, he could have got like another 20 yards. It's just like he's not seeing the lanes the same way that Tank Bigsby is. I don't know why. I'm not saying Tank Bigsby is a better running back. It's just right now the vision from Barkley is not the same as it was last year. And I think that's hurting him. That's hurting him.
I've been seeing like a lot of fans talking about that. Like, I just think that comes down to a difference in the boxes that they face. Like, they're not filling the box for Tank Bigsby.
That's fair.
And I wanted to talk about what Dad was talking about with the Jalen Carter thing. I think I just like heavily disagree with everything you just said. Like, you don't get like players like Jalen Carter aren't just players like Jalen Carter aren't just like found found anywhere. Yes, he's been a little underwhelming. He came into the year. He was injured coming into the year. He was out of shape as well. He hasn't been playing the best. I thought he was gonna have a crazy year, like defensive player of the year type year. He hasn't. But still, there's like what players don't just wreck games like Jalen Carter can. Like, that's not like
no. Let me ask you a question though. Out of the three, what two would you keep? Nakobe
and
Carter
and again. We just spent a first-round pick on an inside linebacker, and you're talking about paying the inside linebacker instead of our star defensive tackle.
He's their best player. He's their best player on defense.
No, he's not.
He's their best player on defense.
No, he's not.
Okay, fine. Then you're saying you would just didn't say it. Say I will let Nakobe go.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying you're talking about.
Answer my question. It's a salary cap league. Out of the three, this is curious. And you know what? Maybe they will keep all three, but
They probably will.
What do you? If you only can keep two of the three, who would you keep?
The two tackles. We just paid Zach Bond. We just paid Zach Bond a bunch of money, and we just spent a first-round pick on an inside linebacker.
Yeah, but listen, Howie's not perfect.
And the Eagles are a team that's built in the trenches as well.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
That's a tough question. Drew, what was your take on the game?
I mean, what I was able to catch on my ESPN app while I was working, 17 points, ahead of the team during the first half, and then they just blew them out, So I was just excited to see that personally, and just when I look at my phone while I'm working and I see the Eagles are winning, I'm excited, and then at the end of my shift, I see them that lost, I get pissed. So it's good to see that at the end of my shift, they kept that league and that lead, and there wasn't a cap like they did against the Cowboys. You know what I mean? So they were able to, I think what Noah had a good take on saying that going against a bad team, we dominated them. We didn't give them any leeway. I hope we can maintain that momentum. These three losses were definitely, I think, a big effect on me as a fan and my faith in the Eagles about what's going to happen for playoffs and our appearances, and we're the Super Bowl champs. So definitely once we get to the double digits of victory, I'll feel a lot more confident. So, go Birds.
Yeah, they got to keep it rolling.
What about you, Troy?
Well, listen, other than what I just said, this is the way I thought they should be beating every team this year. And call me crazy, but maybe not 31-0, but I think the Eagles, talent-wise, are better than every other team in the league. So why aren't they winning as handily as this game? You know, I still have that question.
Just a couple thoughts. I wrote down some notes from the game. Last podcast, Troy, you gave the Eagles a hard time about like just the coaching overall as the reason for that loss. I pushed back a little bit because I thought the play calling was a little bit more creative. And I thought
Can I say something? I don't disagree with you. It was a little more creative, but in certain spots, they became very predictable. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You can finish.
Yeah. I don't think they were, I guess the word like cohesive, but you saw some things in the last game. You saw that little fake tush push that led to Barkley's 50-something yard touchdown. That end breaker to, again, the last game, the end breaker to Devontae on that big third down play. That was big. You saw some plays today. Jalen run a little bit more. Noah brought that up. I think Sirianni having a little bit more of a role in the offense, that's what he announced, maybe helping a little bit. I think they need to be a little bit more cohesive, though, on like, I'm going to run this play because it's going to set up another play later on. I don't think they do that well. But I'm seeing some signs. And guys, I'm not trying to go overboard with it being the Raiders. But, just building on the offense from that Chargers game to today, I'm seeing some signs. So I think the offense is getting a little bit better. The other thing I want to just kind of mention, obviously, we got to talk about BG, 2 sacks. I thought it was awesome. It felt like like the first couple of weeks, maybe that was his like training camp, getting himself in shape. And I think he played a lot of tackle this last game, right? Because with Jalen Carter out, he was playing a lot more inside.
There was a couple of there were a few plays in there. He was a tackle. I think he got a sack as a tackle too.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. Once again,
crazy. We're talking about Brandon Graham.
I know. And I know it's the Raiders. But even in the Chargers game, I thought Dory Jackson has been playing okay.
Oh, he's been getting better every week.
You're right.
Yeah, he's been playing okay. Like, I'm not. Listen, they got to throw to somebody that's throwing on his side. They're not going to throw on the other side. So he's been playing better. Got to give him credit. I think that, the defense, like I said, except for the Chicago game, they've been pretty consistent all year. So, my last thought from my notes at least. How'd you guys think Tanner McKee looked in the game?
How'd I know his 3 completions were going to come up at some point on this podcast?
He has some big throws in there.
They were nice. They were good throws.
Yeah.
They were good dropbacks and good throws.
Yeah.
Do you still think you still want to bench Jalen, Chuck?
No, I never. I want to say I never. Listen, we have a podcast. I need to we need to bring up stuff that's going to tantalize people. So, I think I mentioned
tantalizing take.
What I wanted to happen was maybe
wanted him to get
Jalen
hurt,
just pull a hammy,
and he almost did. And when that happened, I got really mad at you.
Yeah, he was like, you know who I blame? I blame Chuck. He's like, I blame Chuck for this.
Just pull a hammy, so we could take him out of the equation, put someone else in that equation, and see if their offense runs a little bit better. And if it didn't, then you're no, it's not the quarterback.
Okay, but Jalen's still hurt. Already. But Jalen's still hurt now.
That's just like all these other Philly fans that just want these tall white boy statues to be the Eagles quarterback.
Kevin Cobb.
First of all, you're a half tall white boy.
Kevin Cobb to the Super Bowl.
wait. No, he's not a half tall white boy. Oh yeah, right. not half tall, but half
So I didn't want. I just want to like. There's no we can't the offensive coordinator. There's no one on the team that we can't take him out of the equation right now because there's no one on the team that can step in for him. So I said maybe
you can take him out of the equation. You can take him out of the equation.
Who are you going to put?
You can. Just have Sirianni call it at this point in time. Just demote him. Okay. Take him out of the equation. Right.
That's fair.
But listen. He's called. Even though last week the offense still frustrated me with certain plays. Seriously, if AJ catches 3 more passes, we're not talking about Patullo and Sirianni and Jalen Hurts this past week. We aren't. Not, at least not as much, and not with as much venom. So
I agree because I thought the play calling was a lot more creative.
It was the past
in the Chargers game. Yep. And you're right.
I'm not going to say a lot more creative. It wasn't a lot more creative for me because still in big spots they just resorted to what they were always doing. But today they showed me a lot more. But again, they did it against Las Vegas. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not going to scoff at that because the Raiders went to the wire with the Broncos last week. So I feel like who you play is who you play in the NFL, and momentum is a huge thing. So what they did today, that can easily lead into next week and the playoffs. Like this can be their springboard. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not going to scoff at that. Oh, it was the Raiders.
Okay, you don't have to. I will. I'll scoff for you.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to see them do it next week. They got to do it again next week, and I want to see them do it against the Bills.
That's going to be a tough one. Bills won a big game against the Pats today.
Yeah, the Bills.
The one thing, and I'm sure we're going to talk about the Bills later in the week. That defense could be got. Now, I don't know if we have the offense to do it. Yes. Yeah. That defense can be got. That defense is trash. So, but our offense usually doesn't take advantage of that. And they do have an elite offense. So it's strength against strength when it comes to their offense and our defense. And then it's weakness against weakness when it comes to offense and their defense. What's that, Coach?
I think they have 2 elite players.
Yeah.
On the offense when it comes to the Bills.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But one's the MVP of the league.
Offense being elite.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be that'll be a tough game.
Yeah, okay. So
all right. Well, we don't have anything else from the birds. We are going to jump into Drew's pop culture update on this YouTube live. Drew, what you got for us today?
What's going on? So all the fans in the WWE universe, John Cena officially had his last match yesterday, December 13th, 2025, on Saturday night main event.
Who?
Where he lost. John Cena had his official last match and is officially retired. And had his last match and lost via submission. The man doesn't lose via submission very often. Thank God, at 27 years, he's only lost via submission like 4 or 5 times. And only one person has ever done it twice. So it was good it's sad to see John Cena go. But we got to see him, we can't see him anymore. We can't see him anymore. And it makes me sad.
How old is John Cena?
Like 47. He's like 47.
Old, is he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. LeBron could never. Look,
LeBron's about to be a grandfather and play in the NBA.
LeBron could never.
He's about to become a grandfather. Bronny is about to become a dad. LeBron's going to be in the NBA as a grandfather, averaging 26 and 6.
Let's leave LeBron's name out of this, Drew, because you're going to make me disrespect John Cena, and I don't want to have to do that.
I'm just
I really
saying. I'm just saying his 4 world title versus John Cena's 17.
Listen, why?
I'm just
why
saying.
do you hate this man so much?
It's not. I don't hate.
You
I
have-
see. As
Yes,
a man,
you
he's
do.
a beautiful
you
human.
do. You
Just as
hate
a
him.
basketball player. Just
Oh
as a
my
basketball
gosh.
player. But anyways, back to Mr. Cena. Yes, I'm sad to see him go. I salute John Cena. Farewell.
He'll be back.
Honest.
Don't
Yeah,
they always
like-
come back?
That's what
They always come back, right?
That's what you said.
I don't.
Drew.
He's leaving. I think he's done because his body just can't do it no more. He just can't do it
But they
no
still
more.
have
This-
Yeah, but like
Despite
spot
the world, right?
appearances every now and
Like, if-
again.
They didn't
We'll see.
outlaw steroids in wrestling, so he should be good.
He's clean.
He'll
John
load up
Cena's
for another
clean.
2 years and he'll be back.
He's clean.
Don't worry,
John
Drew.
Cena's
He'll be back.
He'll
Yeah,
be
they're all clean.
He's clean.
Everyone in
He
wrestling
is clean. He is
Right.
clean.
Right.
He is clean.
Sure.
I will vouch for him. I can't speak for Hogan. I can't speak for Hogan, but
Wait, what type of clean are we talking about?
clean. Like he's clean.
steroid clean.
Cena's
Sure.
clean.
No, he's not.
He's clean. We're not, but that's not what we're here to talk about. But that's all. I salute John Cena,
Shout out to John Cena.
So
and LeBron could never.
if you
Oh god.
you can add this to the list of I mentioned before, if you guys want to shut me up on a podcast,
Keep you quiet. We can add
Yes.
this to a list of topics.
Yep, it's college
Okay.
college basketball. College basketball be after 2005.
Speaking
So
of,
after Melo?
I have one more question. I have one more question
on.
with college
Go
basketball.
ahead.
I want you guys to give me your favorite college basketball teams to watch. It could be just
Today?
1 year. No, just 1 year. What was your favorite team to watch? Like one of my
Duke
favorite teams
teams.
to watch wasn't a Carolina team.
Mine would have to be the Duke team with like RJ Barrett,
Ugh.
Zion.
Ugh.
Hank, shut his
Ugh.
mic off right now.
Ugh.
Shut it. Chuck, mute him. Mute him
I'd say
right
the
Zion
now.
Huskies
was-
in the early
Why is
2010s.
that a bad pick?
Because we're
Zion was
Carolina
big,
fans.
like-
And Zion, they lost in the Elite Eight.
You said your favorite team to watch, not the best team.
Listen,
No. I was just asking. They lost in
Yeah,
the
your
Elite
favorite
Eight,
team to
right?
watch. They were every game's
we
a
don't
highlight.
like we don't like Duke on this podcast, okay?
I don't really care for college basketball, so I just watch some UConn games every now and then.
All right, Chuck, who was your favorite team to watch back in the day?
Wait, hold on. Can we just talk about that team that Noah brought up, Zion and RJ?
Yeah, go ahead.
So they lost in the because that was a team they were supposed to go all the way and win the national championship. I believe they were a
every
1 seed.
Duke team is supposed to go to the national championship. Every Duke team. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Especially
like
during that time.
that's true. But I remember Dad. I don't know if you remember the Carolina game, the Carolina Duke game where Zion got hurt in like the first minute or first 2 minutes
he
of that
busted
game.
out of his shoe.
Yeah,
Phillip
right.
Rivers just
Like-
threw a touchdown, by the way.
no way.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What's the score of that game?
12-3 Colts.
Wow.
But I was gonna say I don't remember there being in my lifetime at least. I don't remember there being a bigger. I don't remember there being more hype for a Carolina Duke game than there was for that game when Zion was on Duke. Just because it was because it was Zion, and also because Carolina was pretty good at that point in time as well. I think it was the year we had one of the years we had Joel Berry.
Mhm.
But it was just a marquee matchup between UNT and Duke. I think both teams were ranked, and then Duke had Zion. So yeah, like that Duke team with Zion was must watch every single night. And they had RJ Barrett too. So yeah, that was a pretty good
Cam Reddish.
good Duke
Let's not
team.
forget about Cam
Yeah,
Reddish.
they had Cam Reddish. Yeah, they had a stacked squad. How they never win? How they didn't win? You have to ask Coach K about that.
Lost
But
to
Chuck,
Michigan
Michigan
favorite
State,
team.
yeah. in the Elite
My
Eight.
favorite
Go to your
team
favorite team.
will probably be the 84 Georgetown Hoyas. Probably. I did like what was that, 90 Running Rebels? What year was Larry Johnson and Stacey
Yeah, that
Augmon?
was 90. That was 90.
It was 90s. I like that team too.
That's
But it's
one of my favorite
probably
teams.
that Running Rebel team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great team. But I have to go with others.
It wasn't the 89 Seton Hall team?
No. Because
You
I knew
didn't
those
like
guys.
you didn't
and I
like
hated
why?
them.
Because you knew those
I didn't like the
guys, or you
players.
didn't like them?
Here's a little fun fact. Do not meet your heroes. Don't do it. Because
Unless it's Doc.
they're not heroes.
Unless it's Doc. Doc's still a hero. I met him twice.
Doc's, yeah, maybe Doc. That's it. But other than that, no. Don't meet your heroes. So no, it wasn't that Seton Hall team. It was definitely probably that 84 Georgetown team. I was a big Patrick Ewing fan. He had such a like a aura about him. Like he was like super mysterious. John Thompson like never let his players really talk to the media. That Hoya paranoia on defense that they had. They had Gene Smith at the top of the key, Patrick Ewing guarding the rim. How was the team supposed to score? How? So I did David Wingate, Reggie Williams. They had a squad.
They had a nice squad.
They had a squad. So yeah, that was probably more Patrick Ewing. I think UNLV had more players that were fun to watch than Georgetown, but because Patrick Ewing has so much gravity at the time.
Their style of play was different. Like UNLV was running up and down the court.
Yeah,
every chance they
got. Before you say yours,
was
though,
more defensive minded. Go ahead.
Yeah, before you say yours, though, I did think about that Loyola Marymount team.
Yeah, that was a good team to watch
with Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball.
Yeah,
both from Philly. Thought about that team as like fun to watch. They were different. They were kind of like playing with how people are playing today to some extent.
Yeah.
But they just didn't. Once Hank passed away, they didn't have a lot of staying power. So,
yeah. How about the 2011 Huskies though?
No UConn teams. No
UConn
teams.
No.
That was fun. We're not talking about the best team. I'm talking about that was fun.
Your favorite team, like to watch.
Yeah.
So
what's wrong with the UConn?
My favorite Carolina team was the Stackhouse Rasheed Wallace squad.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it was a good squad. My favorite team to watch that wasn't a Carolina team was the '89 Fighting Illini.
Oh yes.
They had kids. Their squad was very distinctive in that they only played like 8 players, maybe 8 players. There wasn't one guy shorter than 6'5".
I was about to say
and
that.
There wasn't one guy taller than 6'8".
Yep.
The point guard was Steve Bardo at 6'5", Kendall Gill at 6'6".
Kendall Gill.
Kenny Battle was probably the best player on the team. He was like 6'5". Well, you make it whatever. He's like 6'5", 6'6". Mm-hmm. The power forward was Nick Anderson, shooting guard Nick Anderson from the Orlando Magic. He was their power forward at 6'6". And the Lowell Hamilton was, I think he was like 6'7", 6'8" as their center. And the sixth man was super frosh Marcus Liberty.
He was the tallest one. He's like 6'8".
He was like 6'8". Yeah, he was like 6'8". I think Deion Thomas was on that team too. And they were just running up and down the court. Everybody was flying. Everybody, like, they all were from Chicago. That was the thing. Every last single player was from the city of Chicago, and they all decided we're going to Illinois. And they were like the top ranked team in the league. No one could stop them. They lost in the Final Four to Michigan.
Michigan.
On a Sean Higgins.
They played in the same conference.
Same conference.
So that was the third time they played
Final
Michigan that
Four.
year.
And they beat them twice. And they lost on a Sean Higgins putback with no time left on the clock.
Yeah. I think Michigan was a better team though.
But they had Glenn Rice, Ramil Robinson. They had a good squad.
They beat Seton Hall in the finals.
Yeah.
I think Michigan was a better team than Illinois, even though Illinois was ranked higher.
I don't think so.
You don't think they had better talent? I thought Michigan had better talent.
They had They had Ramil Robinson, Glenn Rice, Lloyd Vault. Was he on the squad?
Lloyd Vault, yep. But who
who had
the putback? Who had the putback?
Sean Higgins. He was like the sixth man. They had a nice squad, but I didn't think they were better than. I didn't think they were better than Illinois.
So Michigan went on to play Seton Hall in the championship game, and they beat Seton Hall
on a bad call,
on a phantom foul call. And Ramil Robinson went to the line, knocked down the free throws, and they won the championship. It was a good squad. That was a great squad, though. They had a squad.
So they won the national championship, that Illinois team?
No, not Illinois. Michigan did. Michigan
won it. They beat Illinois. I mean, Michigan beat Illinois in the Final Four, and they were coming from the same conference. They had already played them twice in the conference play. Did they play in the Big Ten? Seton Hall beat I want to say UNLV, but
no.
I don't remember. I should know this.
It wasn't Duke, was it?
I don't think it was Duke.
Seton Hall beat Duke.
Yeah, beat Duke. Wow. 89?
To get to the championship.
Okay. There we go. So yeah.
Duke beat Georgetown. UNLV lost to Seton Hall in the Elite Eight.
There you go. They had a nice run, man.
They did.
Seton Hall with Johnny Morton. Who else?
Ramon.
What was the guy's name? Ramos.
John Ramos.
John Morton and
the center was Ramos. Forgot his first name.
Ramos.
And then I don't remember his squad. Gerald. You got it up, Kobe? I forgot their names. I wasn't a big fan of them. Hitting on my girlfriends. I beef.
Well, listen, it wouldn't have. It doesn't matter unless your girlfriends were falling for it. Then that's the problem.
No, they knew who they were dating.
Okay.
It wasn't a mystery.
My teams, I have 5 that were my favorite. I have 3 Carolina teams because that's what I've grown up watching most of the time, and 2 other teams. So I have the 2006 Carolina Tar Heels. That was the year after they won the national championship when Tyler Hansbrough was a freshman. They had Bobby Frazier. They went into Duke, beat the number 1 ranked Duke team. They were ranked that year. They were number 15, but they weren't expected to beat Duke. Duke had, I think they had Redick.
That was JJ Redick's
senior year.
Yeah,
that was his senior. Was that a senior day?
That was his senior day.
Yeah. Like they were not expected to. I'm pretty sure Duke beat them in Chapel Hill, and then we went in there and beat them. So that was an awesome year. They didn't do much in the tournament, but that team, like I remember that after Raymond Felton and all those guys left after winning the championship, I was like, why are they gone? I didn't understand the concept of the NBA draft. And they're like, and you're like, oh, well, they got to get new guys in. Freshmen are going to come in. I'm like, what are freshmen? And that was my introduction to Tyler Hansbrough. So that was like something I'll never forget. And then the 2009 Tar Heels that won the national championship with Hansbrough, Ty Lawson, Wayne Ellington. 2012 with Kendall Marshall, Harrison Barnes, Tyler Zeller. That team lost in the Elite 8 to Kentucky, I want to say.
And but Kendall got hurt. That's the reason why they lost.
Yeah, they would have probably
once
went
he
to
got
the Final
hurt.
Four.
That was it. But you didn't like
really good.
You don't remember the Raymond Felton, Sean McCann, Sean May squad?
Oh yeah, I remember
Okay.
them. I remember them for sure. I remember not watching the championship because the power went out.
No, that.
And
Oh
we
yeah,
had-
that's right. That's right.
So I had to watch. We watched the highlights the next day.
Well, no, I
But yeah, I
watched.
remember.
No, I. It came back on, but maybe when it came back on, you were asleep. You had fallen asleep already.
Yeah, I remember those
Um,
guys. And then the
what-
other
what-
two teams,
What years? Go ahead. Your other two teams.
Davidson with Steph Curry in 08 and Maryland with Grievous Vasquez in 2010.
Grievous
Were you rooting for
Vasquez.
players
Why
or
them?
that team,
Yeah.
Kobe? Was it
For
players
whatever
or
reason,
teams?
I really, really like Grievous Vasquez at Maryland. Like every time they were on, I had to turn them on. Like he
What
was
years
just so
were you-
energetic, so passionate. I liked watching them.
What years did you go down to Carolina? What years was that? Was that during the championship run?
Yeah.
Was
it
that after they won the championship, or?
It was after. Or I can't remember now. I feel like it was after.
He went to Roy Williams basketball camp a couple of years in a row.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was fun.
I have another pick. Well, I didn't really watch their games like live. I used to watch the highlights all the time. That like 2014 Kentucky team with like Cat and D Book and Willie Cauley-Stein
Oh yeah.
and Tyler Ulis.
Yeah, they should
I've
have won.
always liked. Yeah, they ran into Frank the Tank and Sam Decker.
No, they should have won because the twins, the Harrison twins.
Yeah.
They
won in
played
2014?
like trash, and they only looked for each other. They didn't like. It was like when the chips, when things got tight, they just passed to each other. It was like, let's forget all the plays. I'm going to pass to you. You're going to pass to me. We're going to take the shots.
I never got that vibe.
Devin Booker was like an afterthought. Cat was like, Cat never really demanded the ball, but it's just, dude, like he's 7 feet tall. He's got a mismatch. Just throw it into him. Never, no. It's like they wanted to play hero ball, man. That's the reason why they lost against Wisconsin.
Yeah, probably right.
And
I've
never
always
got
been
that
like a
vibe,
big Devin
know?
Booker fan, so that's why.
Booker was an afterthought on that team.
Yeah.
He came off the bench and he still
Yeah,
got drafted like top 5 or whatever. When did he get drafted?
He was top 10. I don't think it was in a
Dad, I'm pretty sure I went 07 and 08. I think my last year was the
13.
year before or it might have been 08 and 09. So my first year was Hansbrough's junior year. And then I went again the next year after they won the championship. I think that's what it was.
07.
No, 08 and 0.
Okay.
I think.
08
My
and
first
09?
year was
Okay.
I was a 6th grader going into 7th grade.
Okay.
But yeah, that Kentucky team.
Yeah, that was a tough
Should've won
squad.
the
They
whole
should have
thing.
won. All right.
Didn't the Huskies win in 2014? Didn't they win the chip that year? No. 2014.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Yeah,
Shabazz
I
Napier.
know they won. I know they won in 2011.
They weren't
Huskies?
supposed to win that year.
But they
But yeah,
did.
Shabazz Napier caught fire in that
Saying.
tournament.
That's what I'm
that year.
saying. Yeah. Noah's like, no.
Drew, you don't even know who Shabazz Napier is, Drew.
And LeBron could never.
Speaking of LeBron James, we are going to transition into some NBA talk with the Sixers getting ready to tip off in a couple of minutes, guys. Yo, what's up?
Before we do that, who are we rooting for here? Like, we want the Lions to beat the Rams, right? Like, do the Eagles still have a shot at getting the number 1 seed?
Yeah, they do. We need the Rams to
They got a
lose.
shot. It ain't happening though.
Yeah, we need the Rams
Don't
to.
care.
You need the Rams to
don't care.
lose, and what'd you say? You don't care?
But like I also don't want the Lions to win. No, I don't like them.
If
I
the
don't care.
Rams lose, we're
we
a
dug
game
ourselves this
behind
hole.
them.
Now we dug ourselves this hole. Now we have to live with it. I don't care if we get the 1 seed anymore.
But what if we dig ourselves out?
They can. There'll be a game back with the tiebreaker advantage over the Rams.
We already got blessed by them losing to the Panthers the other week, but then we decided to piss down our pants.
So you're going to be mad at them forever.
I'm with Noah on that. The Eagles need to worry about like just winning their games.
I didn't say the Eagles. I'm talking about me. I'm asking for me. I'm not asking for the Eagles.
I see true. I'm like, it just gets my hopes up sometimes when I'm thinking, oh well, the Eagles can get the number 1 seed if this team loses or this one wins, and then they'll lose. Then Eagles will lose. Like I see your point, but I don't have the bandwidth to kind of deal with it.
But to answer your question, Dad, it's very possible the Eagles can get the number 1 seed because
possible, Kobe.
Yeah. That was your question, right? Can they still get the number 1 seed?
Yeah, is it possible?
I guess it's possible.
Yeah, look, listen, after they play the Lions today, they play on Thursday on a short week. Yeah.
The Rams?
Yeah. They go to Seattle.
We're the Bears.
Seahawks.
What's Seattle?
We're the Bears.
The Seahawks, they're
Seahawks are up there, right?
Can we also take a moment of silence that the Kansas City Chiefs are no longer eligible for the playoffs?
No, we're not.
And they haven't.
Kobe,
I want to pour out a little liquor for Patrick Mahomes.
The Seahawks are 10-3.
Don't pour it out. Don't pour out the liquor. Just drink it.
I'm not a drinker. I want to pour it out for Patrick Mahomes.
No, don't.
I just want to be happy to know that he's crying a little.
Guys,
just a little bit.
The Sixers about to start. Let's. I do want to know.
We have the 10-minute buffer. NBA games don't start on time.
That's fair. When I think we're not accounting for the Seahawks and we're not accounting for the Bears when it comes to number 1 seed.
Well, I wasn't just talking about. I'm just talking about this game right now because they're playing each other. But I mean, overall, like, is it still possible for the Eagles? Like, I don't know where the Seahawks are right now. I don't know where the Packers are right now.
Right? Seattle's 10-3, so they're right there with the Rams. But the Rams have the tiebreaker over them.
Don't they play twice? They play twice in the next.
No, they only play once. They've played already.
All right. Okay.
So.
All right.
We need a lot to go right, but it's possible.
All right. That's something I need to concentrate on. Go ahead.
So the Sixers got the Hawks tonight. Hawks are 14-12. We're 14-10. We have the 4th seed right now in the East, coming off a game where Joel Embiid had 39 points, 39 big ones. Big fellow went off. Hopefully he plays again tonight and has another good game. Guys, how do we feel about the Sixers?
My GOAT is back.
Noah's fantasy draft pick is finally paying off.
It's Jalen Hurts and Embiid for Noah.
Yo, last week was like the worst week of my life. Like Jalen Hurts had the worst game of his career, and Embiid had the worst game of his career in the same week. Like I almost.
How did you survive?
I don't know.
Through the power of.
I'm big on like patting myself on the back. I do know that. Like I'm working on it. That it's not a good trait. However, I did mention, and I thought, even though Embiid had a really bad game against whoever they played.
Oh yeah,
I was encouraged. What's that? Against the Lakers? Yeah. You guys remember during the podcast, I was encouraged by Embiid because I thought he was just missing shots he usually makes. It's just they just weren't going in. He was a little off, and you can't like sit out like a couple weeks, play here and there, and have your touch. But I was encouraged the way he moved. He looks a little bit more spry. His weight seems to be under control. He had his touch. It took a minute in that game to really kind of lock in on it, but I thought he played great. He looked like old Embiid. I would love, and Troy, I thought about you last night. Did you notice that Wemby came off the bench?
Oh my gosh,
yesterday?
Yes. Did you watch that? That game was fantastic.
Yes. Wemby came off the bench. Mm-hmm. He just got over injury, and it just made me think about what you said about those back-to-back games where Embiid isn't playing. Why can't he play? Why does he have to start? Why does he have to play 30-something minutes? Why can't he just come in for 10 minutes?
Yep.
get his work in, and get out of there.
It makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense. And you know what? It's because, and I like Daryl Morey, but Embiid seems to be in charge. Like, Daryl needs to really take ownership of this. That's what the money's for, right? That's what the money's for.
Correct.
You should take charge and say, listen, this is what we're going to do.
Correct. But we don't know if he hasn't already done that. And the last thing you want to do is force a player onto the court when he doesn't want to be there. Because then he is going to get hurt. Because he's going to go out there half-assed. He's going to go out there half-assed, not being completely locked in.
Troy,
and he's going to get himself hurt.
I haven't got that vibe. Embiid has been the one that's been saying, I don't like these minute restrictions. I want to play more when I'm in the game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen, we're going to keep you on a minute restriction, but here's what we're going to do. On back-to-backs, you may not start. We might even put you into the third quarter. You may play 10 minutes a game. Your scoring average is going to go down. All your averages are going to go down. But in the long run, you're going to benefit from it, and I think the team's going to benefit from it. So I don't think you might be right. Maybe it is Embiid, but from what he was saying early in the season, he was pushing back on these restrictions.
The restrictions from when he plays, but not the restriction of playing back-to-backs. Again, we don't know whose idea it is for him not to play back-to-backs.
Yeah,
it could be all Embiid's. They do. Well, listen, that was the case ever since they drafted him and Ben Simmons. They needed an adult in the room, and they never had it. They had it one time with Jimmy Butler, and they let him walk out the door for
I guess
Ben Simmons,
adult
Tobias
in the room
Harris,
in terms
and
of,
Brett Brown.
I guess what I mean is in management, like in the front office. And again, this is the extreme, but I think Pat Riley would handle this differently.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Embiid would be
so that's
in
what I mean.
top condition every year.
Yes, and if Pat Riley thought, hey, playing you on a back-to-back for 10 minutes is good for you, you're going to do it.
Correct.
1,000%. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean, like an adult in the room, not necessarily a player. Mm-hmm. So I just thought about that last night watching that game. I have some notes just real quick. Thought PG played great. He looked. I'm not asking PG to live up to that contract. I'm asking him this play like he played yesterday. I mean, the other day.
Yeah, right. He can't live up to the contract. He can't.
Yeah, he can't live up to the contract.
And B can no longer live up to that contract.
Yeah, he initiating offense, playing good defense, making I wish he sped up a little bit more. I wish him and Grimes could share some of their energy.
Switch.
Grimes needs to slow down, and PG needs to speed up a smidge. But other than that, I thought he played great. I thought Barlow played great, and I this hurts my heart to say this, but when Kelly comes back, I think they still need to continue to have Barlow start. I think it should be Maxey, VJ, Embiid, PG, and Barlow.
Wasn't that was my starting lineup at the beginning of the year when we asked who should be starting?
Maybe.
And listen, I think if that were to happen, I think that makes the Sixers better. Kelly Oubre coming off the bench and just giving him Kelly, just go be you. You don't have to wait for your shots.
Yeah.
Take whatever you want. Full bore. Balls to the wall type of basketball. And I think that suits him better.
Yeah. I think it's more of I'm giving more credit to Barlow.
Correct. No, that's fair.
His play, I think he because he's not looking for his shots, it gives
and he hustles and he hits the boards. He does something that no one else in the lineup is doing.
Yeah.
That's needed. So
yeah. And just the last player I wanted to just kind of mention was last game Maxey was out. I thought, okay, McCain's getting 30-something minutes. I don't know how many minutes he gave, but it wasn't 30-something. It seemed like I don't know if Nurse is not trusting him. But I know he's dealing with some stuff, but coming back from his knee, got his left hand is messed up.
I mean, I said it a couple of weeks ago that I thought it was going to be hard for him, even when he ramped up, to find minutes on this team with the way that VJ was playing, with how they rely on Grimes and Maxey. Yeah. It's a logjam that we talked about at the beginning of the year. And even though he has been playing better, it's like, how is he going to get minutes at certain points? You wonder.
Well, if you can't get minutes when Maxey's not even playing, it's something. Like, again, maybe it's Nurse is not comfortable with him right now. I think maybe, and I don't know how he would feel about it. I don't know how his agent would feel about it, but maybe have him go to the G League for a few more games. You know,
I don't think he's playing bad. I don't think he's playing bad enough. Well, you have to send him down to the G League, and he was already down there for a couple of games.
Well, it's more to get him reps, Troy. It's not necessarily like to necessarily work on something. Just get him playing. Like he's not. I don't know. I just want to. I don't know why he's not playing more. And Kobe, I understand what you're saying, but there's not a ton of ball handlers on the team. I guess with PG's back, I guess you got an extra one, but they need ball handling when this to give Maxey a breather. I thought that would be McCain.
Yeah, but you got to think his minutes are going to be cut even more when Oubre gets back. Nurse he's got a difficult job as far as distributing these minutes with the guards and the swingmen. So somebody's minutes are getting cut when Oubre comes back. I just hope it's not Barlow's. I hope it's not Barlow and Walker's.
I was about to say Walker. I think I think Walker might be the one.
I hope not, because he does something that no one else does except Barlow, and that's hit the boards.
Yeah, but I think they need some perimeter defense. They do. And we talked about this last podcast. It seems like basketball is too easy for a lot of players.
But that's not McCain. Perimeter defense is not his forte.
No. So, I guess that's when Kelly comes back.
Right. So Kelly would be out there. I don't think Walker's minutes should be cut because Kelly's coming back. Because he's one of two power forwards that we use. Right? Like true power forwards. So I don't think his minutes should be cut. It's going to be between George, VJ, McCain. Well, hopefully Maxey's minutes get cut a little bit. Maybe Maxey could get a little bit more rest during the course of a game. So,
and maybe game flow plays into that too. Different matchups.
Like you said, I think Nurse has a difficult job.
I think I think the bottom line is they're gonna need Jeremy Kane to hit shots.
Yes.
At some point this season. So I think it's a good problem to have. Like we said, he's been playing better. I wouldn't say he needs to go back down to the G League, but like I said, I think there will be times when we need him to hit shots and do what he does. So, we'll see how it goes tonight. They're definitely about to tip off in a few seconds. So we'll end this right here unless anyone else has something to say. But thank you guys for tuning in to our third YouTube
Noah has something.
Noah has something.
I keep seeing fans, Sixers fans, talking about Jared McCain's going to end up like how Halliburton was traded from the Kings and became a star on another team.
Yeah, possibly. Could be.
Yeah. I don't think Daryl let that happen.
It definitely is hard to see how he will fit long term. I'm not going to argue against that.
Most likely Grimes won't be on this team next year. So he'll be part of the 3-guard rotation. He'll get his
Grimes might not be on his team by February. No, can we trade him? Can we trade him in February?
They can't trade. Well, they could trade him. Troy, he has no trade clause. He's not okay in a trade because any team he goes to won't have his bird rights. His best scenario is, if he wants to go to another team, is to do a sign and trade with the Sixers. Have the Sixers sign and trade him. Sixers can sign him as much as they want, and then they could trade him to another team. but he is not okay in a trade. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But he may not be on the team next year. So McCain, he'll get his minutes. I don't know what happened in this. I don't know. Something happened. VJ and
also last thing. Quinyon Mitchell's the best corner in the NFL. That's just what I want to end this off on.
Okay, I like that.
He is that dude. Quinyon Mitchell is that dude. Looking forward to not hearing his name called, as we've had his name not been called this year because he's been so locked down as we head towards the end of the season. But fellas, we're going to end the show here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Let us know what you think. And we'll be back with a Eagles preview for next week against the Commanders and more Sixers talk as well. Until then, guys, take it easy. Cheesesteaks and Takes out.
Later, fellas.